Before I start my lesson, there are some of you who had requested me the books to buy, and I have done research. I have found that Moran has the best books. As you can see them, I have displayed them on the screen. If you want to have a breakthrough in mathematics, in Form 1 up to Form 4, you can get that book. There is also another one called Mathematical Terms and Formula, which is also a very good book. We have also for chemistry, so you can check on Moran Books, check in their website, or you can visit a bookshop and you'll be able to get quite a good variety of books that can help you pass your exam. So thank you. So let's start our lesson. So welcome to my online class. And in today's class, we are going to look at 2016 KCSE paper 1. So we are going to look at section A of the questions and see how you are supposed to work them out. So welcome. So we'll go the section A. So this is paper 1, and normally very, very easy, because most of the questions are from Form 1 and 2. And this is where you should be able to score a good marks. So this section consists of 50 marks. Question normally ranges from 2 marks to 4 marks. But a few can get, sometimes they have 5 marks. So you are supposed to answer these questions, all of them, in section A, and ensure that you take the minimum time, because of the section 2, where you are required to answer 5 questions. So like this question should not take you more than maybe 2 minutes, like that, so that you have enough time to work out 5 questions in section 2. So the first question, we are told, without using the calculator. I think we had done this with you, but let me just go through it. Evaluate. Now, when you are told not to use a calculator, don't use a calculator, because the examiner will know, since you are being tested, whether you know how to apply the board mass. The board mass states it's a bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction, which you learned way back in primary. So we go to the question, and you have, so in the numerator, we have bracket. So we are going to add 5 plus 3, that is 8. You multiply by minus 2. So that will give you minus 16. Then we don't have off, but we have division. So we divide minus 9 divided by 3. That will give you minus 3. Let's say we add 5. The denominator, then we don't have brackets. We don't have off. We don't have division, so we have multiplication. So we multiply minus 3 times minus 5, and that will give you positive 15. Then you have minus 2 times 4, that will give you minus 8. So minus and plus and minus will give you minus. So this is minus 8. This is equals to. So we come to addition. So we can add minus 3 plus 5. That will give you minus 16 plus 2. And this you get 15 minus 8. That will give you 7. So minus 16 plus 2. That will give you minus 14. You divide by 7, which you can simplify. And divide by 7, that is 1. Divide by 7, it is minus 2. And therefore, you get our answer is minus 2. So you can see that it's not a difficult question, but you earn yourself 3 marks. So that's how you do that. And let's go to question number 2. So question number 2, we have question number 2. Let me put it on the board. So we have here it is on the board. This involves the quadratic expressions where you are required to simplify. And to simplify this, we have quadratic expression in the numerator. So here you need to use the knowledge of the quadratics. You'll find that the numerator is actually an identity you learned in Form 2. This identity, or if you don't remember that, you can still factorize the way we factorize our quadratic expression. You'll be able to get p plus q and into bracket p plus q. That is an identity divided by. The denominator, we can start by factoring here. We factor out p, we'll be left with p squared minus q squared. We have factored p here, so here we have been left with the p squared. That is what we have. The other one, we can factor out q plus, let's factor out q. We'll be left with p squared minus q squared. So you find that this is common. So our numerator remains the same. So that is x, that is p plus q. And this is, you factor out this, it is common. So here we have squared. So we have p squared minus q squared. And we'll have, here we'll be left with p and here q. So we have p plus q, which now we can be able to divide p plus q, and p plus q disappears. There we are left with, in the numerator, we are left with p plus q. Divide by, you notice here that this is a difference of two squares. And we can separate the difference of two squares. Remember, if you have a squared minus b squared, we can write it as a plus b and multiply by a minus b. That is what you learned in Form 2, a difference of two squares. So we can separate this and we'll be able to have p plus q, and this is p minus q. If you multiply this, that is, if you expand, you should be able to get the same expression, p squared minus q squared. So we can divide that by that. That cancels, and therefore our answer will be 1 divided by p minus q. So that's how you work out that. And by doing that, you get yourself 4 marks. 4 marks. So that's how you work out that. I hope if you have a question, I told you, you can raise up your hand on the screen and I'll be able to see. Now we go to question number 3 and see how it looks like. So let me put it on the board and we do it together. So this is a question number 3, which says like this. Let me hide this so that. Okay, the question says, number 3, the external diameter of the external length, width, and height of an open rectangular container are 41 centimeter, 21 centimeter, and 15.5 centimeter, respectively. The thickness of the material making the container is 5 millimeters. If the container has 8 liters of water, calculate the internal height above the water level. So how do we go about that? So we have that, then we join like that. So that is our container, where we are told that the external measurements we have 40 centimeter, and we have 21 centimeter, and this is 15.5 centimeter. So the thickness of the material making the container is 5 millimeter. If the container has 8 liters, so because here you have a thickness of 0.5 millimeters, which is a half centimeter. Here it is a half centimeter. So both this side and this will have this is 41. We will have 1 centimeter, and therefore the internal will be 40. Here 1 centimeter, the internal will be 20, and here the internal will be no, we don't have, this one will not change because we have already taken care of that and the care of the two. So this is the height, and we have 15.5. So the other one is, this will be, we can subtract the 0.5, so this will be 15, that is the bottom. So how do we find now? We are required to, if the container had 8 liters of water, calculate the internal height above the water level. So we assume that the water was at that level. So we are required to find the height above the water level. That is that height. So that is how we look at that question. Yes, just a minute. Let me see. Yes, as you have a question? Yes.
You're 40 na 20. You look 41.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, this is 41. So this is 41 centimeter, which we have been given here, correct? 21 and 15. Those are external length, meaning this wall here, this one, is made up of 0, not 0, but 5 millimeter. So we are told that here, isn't it? This one, eh?
Yes.
This one is also made up of 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter plus 5 millimeter, that will add up to 10 millimeters, isn't it? 10 millimeters is equals to 1 centimeter. So that is why I'm saying this is the external, which we have been given external, including the material that made the container, and the 40 is inside, subtracting the material. That is how we are going. So we are subtracting 5 millimeter and 5 millimeter. That will add up to 10 millimeter, which is equivalent to 1 centimeter. So we subtract 1 centimeter from 41, you get 40. Here we have 21. The same case applies. 21 is external, so you subtract that is 5 millimeters or 0.5 centimeter. This is 5 millimeter. The material that makes the container, this is 5 millimeter. When you add the two, you get 10 millimeters, which is the same as 1 centimeter. That is why we are subtracting 1 centimeter from 21 to get 20. Are we together now?
Yes.
Yeah. The one what we have here, we have 15.5. So you have the base. The base is 0.5. It is 5 millimeter, and 5 millimeter is the same as 0.5 centimeter. So that is why I have reduced here by 0.5 so that I get 15. Are we together now? Because we have the outside length and the inside length. So that is why I've changed those measurements so that we can be able to work it out. So we continue, and we are told that this is equals internal. So we need to find an occupied. So we say internal. Our internal dimensions we say are. So we have found it is 40. It is 20 and 15. So we can say an occupied is equals to 40 multiplied by 20, you multiply by 15. That is the volume of the container. You minus the amount that was in water, which is 8 liters. 8 liters is the same as 8,000 centimeter cube. 1 liter is equals to 1,000 centimeter cube, so you multiply by 8. When you multiply this, you get, this will give you, I think, 12,000. You minus 8,000, and this should give you 4,000. So 4,000, this is not occupied, 4,000 centimeter cube. So once you get that, so this is the volume of, this is a 4,000, which doesn't have water. And we want to find the height that is not occupied. That is from where the water level is. So we are going to divide, 4,000. Because to get this volume, you are supposed to multiply 40 multiplied by 15 multiplied by the height. So you can say 4,000 is equals to the volume that is not occupied, which is 40 multiplied by 15, that is the length, multiplied by the height. So you find that our height, implying height, is equals to 4,000 divided by 40 multiplied by 15, and that will give you, you divide that by that. When you use your calculator, you find it is 5 centimeter. It is not, there is a correction here. This is not 5. This is not 15, but 20. This is not 5. This is 20. This is 20. So that when you divide that, you divide by that, you divide by that, you get 20. You divide by 4, you get it. So it means that the height which is not occupied by water is 5 centimeter. And that is how you work out that. And you get yourself 4 marks. So you see, for you to be able to answer that, all what you need is to just to remember what you did. Making a sketch is also important because it enables you to see the question clearly. So let's go to question number 4. See those who are coming in, welcome. We are going through some questions here. So let's go to question number 4. Okay, that is our question number 4, which was a very simple question. Like I said, we are told that if the figure below shows a net of a solid, measurements are in centimeter. So we have a net here. We have a length here, 5. I hope you can be able to see that. So we are given 3. Although the measurements, the measurements will guide you on how. So if you look at this side, it should. this is 5 centimeters, this is 5 and this is 5, meaning from that distance is the same as that. So we can say this side will fall onto that. The same case applies here. This is 5 and this is 5. So it means this side will fall onto this one. This is 3